Other for Messas Mamonina Quaba at the bar Ghanatube, Mamonim say Ghanatube dear. Information in your land and not to see a Nina Bremu. Munya, Sunamu, Shanamuti, Adia Cos, Ghana has say, and we are afternoon in order for. Just say Ghana has say the official launch of the Ghana cedi. And that and a cedi in 60 good years in the celebration. Kessie Koso. Order for Finance Minister. Cassiel Atoforsen. And a wakako PM program na se dendendin a just ono nso ade na numutu ababetuja Ghana fo bebre na babonti se Ghana ayiko ya da Ghana fo nyina se sidi no enya hoden chese ye congratulate sidi no say nde wetumi nya 60 years yes happy birthday Ghana sidi o wenya 60 years odofo Ghana fo bebre na babonti a omo chese Omo congratulate Yankasi cedi no at 60 and a finance minister so akwako PM wo ho no so watu nenum tuyo kama pa chese sia no information ni nyina betodua me so begi ni nyina brew wo Ghana chirofo memma mekasa enye tintin kradofo message so bedi mechi ne abowura event na se the official launch of the cedi at 60 no mo man bonwura ho ne nkotie nsema the finance minister Atoforsen so Ghana for nyina ne mrejisi Ghanatube so
proud
cedi at 60 official
say a happy 60th anniversary to our currency.
Long live Ghana cedi or the Ghanaian cedi.
Long live the Ghanaian trader. Long live Bank of Ghana. Ayuko.
And long live all our broad stakeholders and our partners inclusive. Today, he joins us as the happiest man in the room, certainly vindicated for his stance on prudent macroeconomic management. I'm talking of none other than Ghana's Minister for Finance. Make welcome the one, the only, Honorable Cassiel Atoforsen, MP.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Speaker of Parliament, Ministers of State here present, the governors of the Central Bank, Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, captains of industry, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct honor to join you today as we mark 60 years of the Ghana cedi. The Ghana cedi represents the pride of our nation and our heritage. Since 1965, the cedi has not just been a store of value, but as an integral part throughout our history. And to the 33 years of our uninterrupted democracy, the cedi remains resilient. It has been a medium of exchange, facilitating trade, transactions, and connecting our people. For 60 years, through cycles of inflation, devaluation, redenomination, and recovery, the cedi remains the symbol of our national sovereignty. It has indeed endured. It has evolved and remains the only legal tender of our dear republic. Madam Vice President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this anniversary marks a new dawn for the Ghana cedi. The theme for the cedi, 60 years of the cedi, the symbol of our sovereignty, stability, and economic resilience, could not have been more apt. This theme underscores the need for all of us to have faith in our dear currency, the Ghana cedi. As managers of the economy, we have remained steadfast in our duty to ensure a strong cedi and a very stable currency. Our commitment to fiscal discipline has contributed to the strengthening of the Ghana cedi. I want to use this opportunity to commit that the government of Ghana remain committed, and we shall stay the course to ensure that the Ghana cedi remains stable and gains, as we have seen, are being maintained. As citizens, we have a role to play. And let me repeat this. As citizens, we also have a role to play. We must maintain the sanctity of the cedi as a legal tender by preserving it with dignity.
It's the Indomitable Hero Pack promo.
The goal is to win a trip to Disneyland Paris. We all have 8 comic books.
To ensure that we are all vanguard by ensuring that the cedi's value is maintained. We must be eschewing the act that seeks to undermine the value of the currency, particularly the pricing of goods and services in foreign currency, the US dollar. Let me use this opportunity to once again stress that as Ghanaians, the Ghana cedi remains the only legal tender. The US dollar is not our currency. The cedi is our only currency. The continuous pricing of goods and services in US dollars will only hurt us. Let's stop it, and let us stop it now. The cedi is the only currency we have. Let us protect it, let us trade with it, and let us defend it with all vim within us. Let us talk about the cedi with pride, not as a burden, but always as a badge of economic independence. As we celebrate 60 years of the cedi, let us rededicate ourselves to the call to help build the Ghana we want. And colleagues, to end, let me remind you of the words behind me. Ghana cedi, our heritage. Ghana cedi, our pride. I thank you so much.
An embodiment of patriotism, Ghana's Minister for Finance, the Honorable Kassiel Atuforsen MP. Thank you for those warm calls. And so now, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've celebrated sovereignty, we've celebrated stability.
Order for Chesa Finance Minister Atuforsen and on so watching a loom to kama palm is beginning in our brow. Will Ghanatube. Order for me assure say Ghana for Nina Bayo Madrin say a vice president now wako Pimo Hono or non so betu numutio not just a Ghana for Nina Niama koso pertaining to Yankasa cedi no ahoden mamuni and there and a cedi no enya 60 good years from 1965 bepem in there 2025 oye calculation na exactly 60 years in there ever since I the cedi no buy na say introduce cedi no ena nyamiado ejebo eja enya ba bedu cedi no ahoden no akoso kama ase amena okasa no cedi no enya 60 good years Ghana 4 years celebrating the kama and there just say vice president governor of the Bank of Ghana finance minister omunyi no makwa pimo ho kama just say omonso omodo omenumutuo abeto abontirofo mesese obedi mechi na yakwa kotie yankasa ye vice president jena no poku ajiman ne emra gisia Ghanatube so.
Please take your seat. I think the protocol has been very well established, so I can address the royalties and the rest of us. Is that okay? Good morning. What a delight it is to be here today. As we celebrate the 60th anniversary of our cedi, and as we also reflect on our economic currency, the president. It was in July 1965 that the cedi replaced the Ghanaian pound, pence, and shillings. This was the result of a bold plan by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to free our economy from colonial structures. As we know, the cedi is drawn from the cowrie shell, which for centuries served as reliable currency. Thus, Ghana sent a signal that our history did not begin with colonization, and that independence and sovereignty may be found in our ability to express value and transact in our own terms. The cedi has since borne witness to our achievements and also our problems. Indeed, our currency is a social contract that reflects our confidence in our institutions and economy. A reliable cedi helps businesses and industries to plan and compete effectively and attract long-term investments. To our farmers, stability means that the cost of farm inputs does not spiral out of control from one season to the next. For our public sector, a reliable cedi means better debt management and freeing up resources for infrastructure. For our students and young people, it means fees, books, and jobs are more predictable. And of course, for our households, it means less inflation, predictable food prices, and long-term planning. Therefore, macroeconomic stability must not be treated as an abstract achievement, but must be seen as the quality of life. Ladies and gentlemen, we have weathered domestic and global storms, notably the structural adjustment of the 80s, the 2008 global financial crisis, the domestic debt exchange, and some of the most recent economic crises. We have learned painful lessons from fiscal indiscipline, over-borrowing, and ignoring tried principles. But today, the cedi has not only recovered, it has soared. You are not happy about it. According to Bloomberg, the Ghana cedi, branded the worst performing currency in the world in 2022, became in 2025 the best performing currency globally. Inflation dropped from the high of 54.1% to 13.7%. And our gross international reserves, from what the governor has said, now exceeds $12 billion. Confidence is returning to the markets, to investors, and slowly but surely to our people. But we are also aware that the trust in the cedi will not sustain itself. Confidence must be maintained with sound decisions, transparent actions, and accountable policies. What I mean, ladies and gentlemen, is that we must now protect what we have rebuilt through action from government, institutions, and citizens. Government must lead by example and commit to real fiscal discipline. No more reckless borrowing or surging deficits that pass today's problems to tomorrow's generations. We must anchor public finances in realistic revenue plans, efficient spending, and long-term planning. Let every loan be tied to a return and every cedi spent to a corresponding value. Furthermore, we must protect the independence of the central bank. The Bank of Ghana must remain a steward of stability. We must uphold the legal tender status of the cedi. Today, must be able to transact in cedis. Let me acknowledge the role of the Ministry of Finance under Dr. Cassiel Ato-Forson and the Bank of Ghana under the Governor, Dr. Johnson Esiama, and all the generals. Acknowledge all of you. Through tight monetary policy and engagement with the public, the bank has helped We must commend their regulation of virtual access service providers and promotion of fintech innovations and rollout of this ECD, which I'll touch on shortly. I encourage the Bank of Ghana to work more closely with businesses, banks, and innovators to make it easier to transact in cedi at home, online, and across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, restoring confidence in the cedi is also a national responsibility. We must teach each other through civic education, schools, public media campaigns, that the strength of a currency is both what it buys and what it represents. The cedi is as strong as the institutions and people who protect it. Furthermore, the Ministry of Finance must uphold fiscal responsibility. Parliament must exercise thoughtful oversight. The private sector must ground its operations in discipline. Academia should generate data and insights. The media must educate. And all this should be happen while we, the citizens, spend, save, speak with prudence. Ladies and gentlemen, finance is evolving rapidly, and that is why the Bank of Ghana is developing and testing the ECD, a digital form of our currency. Once fully scaled, the ECD will modernize our payment systems and ensure that even in a cashless future, the cedi retains its importance. That said, as we embrace financial innovation, we must equally adopt digital inclusion. The benefits of digital finance must reach all of us, especially those who are needy. Let us honor the vision of the Bank of Ghana and the quiet dedication of reformers, technocrats, and everyday Ghanaians who have kept the wheels of this economy turning over the years. As we use it in our day-to-day activities, as we buy, sell, borrow, save, and even fulfill our debts, we must remember that the cedi has also been a symbol of national identity, resilience, and aspiration over the past 60 years, and we on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to declare the Ghana cedi at 60 celebration officially launched. May God continue to bless our homeland Ghana, and thank you all for your kind attention.
Our chief celebrant, the Vice President of our Republic.
Order for Ejebo Eja Enyaba Bedu, the official launch of the cedi at 60 no abasu because Vice President na otisia na mena okasa no watu nenum tu a walanche ne kama ayedi nsembo eni dede ye edi ehia yankasa ye Vice President Jena no poku agibodofo when breaking news abeto dwa yankasa ye currency no cedi no enya 60 years a celebration kama pan ekoso etitiu eni enimfo na ade nyina kwakopie mu Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Finance Minister, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Any Ghana has say for mpenyifo nyina kwakopie mu ho no mu a miso beje ni nyina bro e wo Ghana to the form refi say mobile like no ma subscribe no ma share no ma hit notification bell so ma say na be ya abrini abibia drop content say ya wo na me no kasa no we ja ne tempa no atwe no item odofo aha na be de nsem nyina be si Ghanatube so odofo makramu nyina meda mu nyina si bebre